And a good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 6 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Yeah, we're exactly 1 week away from the independence celebrations. Well, the official day itself, yeah? We're supposed to be in the celebrations all now, so yeah, we're supposed to be in the thing, you know?
My country is so dear to me, established in the 14th century.
Special good night to you, Zayla. Special good night to you, Zalia. Good night to you, Zoe. Neela and Namara, good night to both of you. Deshaun, where are you? Hope everything is okay. Good night to you, Deshaun.
We call it Grenada. That's the name we truly prefer. Together we'll build aspire. Together build advance. That's the motto.
Let me just take a quick look at who is on to the YouTube. I see Miriam, Phyllis, Gosville, Stephanie, John, Ron, Julian, good night to you, Vanessa, Hermina, Ashley, and Eliza, Yolanda, Veronica, Shirley Ann, Deborah, Roland, Gemma, Christine, Kathleen, Adrian Watts, good night to you and your lovely wife, Dominic, Louisa, Ruth, Alcy, good night, and let me see, Jacinta is there, Anne is there, Michelle is there, Hillary, and Carib Spice, good night. Good life, good night. Velma, Janice, Ashma, good night to you. And I see Maria is there, Mayana is there, the other Vanessa is there. Jackie, good night to you. Errol, Sky, Listra, good night to all of you on the YouTube. And let me just take a quick look at the Facebook. Jillian, I see Dana, I see Sherms, John, Diana, Laslin, Joycelyn, Errol, Etta, Maria, Ashley, Shawnell, JC. Yeah, good night, Laslin, Peter Striker, good night. Sherry, Cynthia, Nicole, Nesta, Claude, Linda, Imelda, Francois, good night to you. Olive. So all of you on both the Facebook and the YouTube, we say a very special good night to each and every one of you. Hope that you all are having a fabulous night tonight.
Independence 74, Grenada had freedom.
A night like tonight, I could imagine what the emergency room looking like, huh? Very, very rarely I have asthma attacks. Like once every how much years I have asthma attacks. But today,
truly prefer. Together we'll build aspire. Together build advance. That's the motto. My land, my sweet homeland, my land.
Yes, I did warn earlier that earlier in the week that we would be having the atmospheric conditions that are predominating our atmosphere at this point in time. In other words, I say the Sahara Desert dust was on its way. I saw the reports and so that the Sahara Desert dust would be thick in this area, and indeed you would realize that your vision is restricted. Yeah, it's a bit dusty outside. So make sure that you have your Becotide and your Ventolin. If you've got sinus problems, yeah, just be aware. You asthmatic, be aware. You have other respiratory issues, bronchitis, etc. Be aware. I did find myself having to wear a mask on the way here tonight. Yeah. So you've got to be careful, yeah. The weather conditions out there, yeah, it's dry already and it's beginning to get a bit windy. You know, this time of year it begins to get windy. Oswald, good night to you. Dominic, Mavis, Fitzroy, Desra. Yeah, good night to all of Jacket Man. Good night to you. Natalia, Rosemary, good night.
My sweet homeland, my land, my land.
Shemay, good night, my love. Folks, and outside of the atmospheric conditions, outside of the dust that we have, the Sahara Desert dust, that is definitely affecting those of us who have respiratory issues. You also have to remember that COVID-19 is around. I know that in St. Lucia, they've recorded 3 deaths for the year thus far from COVID-19. While we've had figures in relation to the number of cases here, we've not had any figures in relation to deaths or anything like that. Let's hope that we don't have, that we haven't had, and that we don't have. Let's just hope, yeah? So be careful. Remember, yeah, if you can avoid crowds and so on, do that. If you are one of the people in the high risk areas,
Let's take full flight. Many trials we've encountered.
or wear your mask and sanitize and so on. Just take the we've been through this over and over and over the last 4 years. So I think everybody knows what they need to do when it comes to staying safe with COVID-19, yeah?
Safest place you'll be in life. For this land I'm singing this song. On the side is where I
Also take note that there are a few chicken pox cases around. So yeah, even when you're sanitizing and so that should help with that. So be careful, nice?
my land, my sweet homeland, my land, my sweet homeland, my land.
And folks, we will be opening the phone lines in the next 15 minutes or so. At 8:30, we will be opening the phone lines, giving you an opportunity to call in, yeah?
Grenada. Together building a fire, together taking it higher is all our way. A sight to say. Together building a fire, together taking it higher is all our way. A sight to say.
Yes, indeed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Na, 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 na.
And we spoke last week, Thursday and last week, Friday, we spoke about the father of independence, Sir Eric Matthew Gairy. We did have quite an extensive conversation in relation to him. And today I was looking at a video with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, where he was speaking about Sir Eric Matthew Gairy and his contribution that he made. And so, in fact, let's take a quick look at that one before we get into anything else tonight. Let's take a quick look at that one, all right? Yeah.
In light of that bond you had with Sir Eric Gairy, how did those bonds and those experiences, your interactions with him, shape your leadership outlook and your leadership style over the years in politics?
Well, as I said, growing up in the village, I saw how poor people suffered. And I saw how the society, those who made decisions, there was not the kind of necessary support enough to lift people up. And I felt it myself. And therefore, going to Presentation College, I saw the division, the class consciousness, and the division, even at the school level, you saw some of the things that happened there, and you realize. So as I said, that made you clearly understanding where Gairy come from. And something I remember. Sometimes you go someplace and you hear people saying, "I can't support this man; he's too black." I hear that, and for black people saying it, And I said, "Well, I know I'm blacker than Gairy. So if you're saying that about Gairy, that means I know how you think about me." And so that relationship was cemented by watching him in government, watching him as a human being person, and then we going out playing cricket and seeing how he felt attached to the ordinary man and so on. And that I would say that impacted my upbringing, and meeting Gairy also sort of reinforced my own position as far as. So I never saw myself as a politician, but I had strong views about life and people. Because you remember in school, my whole academic thing was the science. Science was not a political thing.
Yeah.
It was most people are going into straight politics would go into economics or go into law or something like that. So I that thing was built in me based on my upbringing in the villages that I grew up and watching the differences in the society, what took place, how people suffered and so on. And therefore, it all dawned on me that if I ever had the opportunity to serve in any capacity, I would pay special attention to those who I felt are marginalized. And one of the things that struck me when I taught secondary school, and when I was teaching, I never forget. Whenever I saw a poor guy knowing he come from poor family, fooling around in the classroom used to get me mad. Right? And I remember when I returned from university and I was teaching at the college, I met a guy I taught at Presentation College, and we were at a bar socializing, and the guy looked at me. I noticed we offering drinks, and I noticed he wasn't talking to me. So after a time, I think he got brave enough, and he said, I didn't like you, no, I hated you. I said, why you hated me? He said, man, you should treat me rough in school. You always sending me to the office, and always say, you're picking on me. I say, you know why? And to me, I remember now that I felt anytime I saw a poor fella, the parents struggling to send you to school, and I saw you fooling around with persons who I believe had their bread butter already, he used to touch me. So I felt I had a responsibility to be tough. Maybe I was too tough, but I would not have been surprised that the guy felt that way, because I felt strongly about this. So that relationship with Gary, as I said, came from the fact that you saw him representing the people that I cared deeply about. And that informed, when I got into politics, how I saw my involvement in political life and so on. And that's why I saw politics as service. I never saw politics as opportunity to travel and to enjoy a nice life. I mean, I always say to people, if I felt politics was about this, to some people I see get into politics, it's about the flair and the perks and the enjoyment and the privileges and the power structure. Because let's face it, when I returned home, basically I had influence as a professor in university and teaching at Howard and working for many of the corporations in Washington. I travel all over the world, and therefore living in nice hotels and traveling all over the place and enjoying some of the niceties of life was not a problem for me. In fact, had I stayed in Washington, I would be far more capable financially than I am today, and so on. And the decision to come home was a one of, as far as material things are concerned, it was a one of major sacrifice. So that connection with Gary was built on the people that I feel that I felt that I had a responsibility to help, and I felt he had a responsibility, and he showed a warmth to them. He was always consistent. I couldn't say that he was perfect, neither I am perfect, but I think generally speaking, he had that personality, and that's what drew me to him politically. And that's why when I got into government and some of the members wanted to continue to victimize him, and I used to tell the guys, the man served, stop attacking him. I used to have to tell them. Some of them did not want to give him back his property and to give him compensation. And I led the fight, and he got to know it. He had a newspaper called, I think, The Guardian. I'll never forget that. And one headline, one weekend, headline was, only one member of the government is sympathetic to Sir Matthew Gary, and that was Keith Mitchell from North. I never forget that headline. At that time, he was not calling his political son at that point in time. So that relationship grew and grew over, and through cricket, as I mentioned, and the relationship developed over a period of time.
Yes, indeed, folks. So that was the political leader of the New National Party, former Prime Minister, former Minister of Finance, everything, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, who was speaking there on his interaction with Sir Eric Matthew Gary and some of the things that he learned from Sir Eric Matthew Gary through his interactions with him over the years when he was alive. Yeah? And folks, we're going to open the phone lines in a short while, 440-7377. That's 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. And you know, these are the type of productions I thought we would have been seeing around this point in time. Yeah? I thought that government would have been doing productions that you're seeing on social media and television and so on that spoke to some of the icons of Grenada's history over the years. Yeah, as I said, on Friday night's program, we are going to dedicate Friday night's program to speaking about who we believe are some of the people should make up the top 50 Yeah, iconic Grenadians from 1974 until, and let me make it clear, from 1974, from independence up to the year 2024. Yeah? So folks, remember, when you're calling on Friday with that, you've got to compile a list, but you've got to say the reason that the names that you're mentioning should be on the list. All right? So if each person that called, give me a 5, a 10, or whatever it is, and give me a reason why that person should be on the list and that sort of thing. All right? So we're not going to be taking any long calls on Friday, Yeah, you call, you make your point, next caller. All right? So that's what we're going to be doing on Friday, right? But tonight, the phone lines are open. You can call. And I realized this morning, after we had that call in relation to the cooks at the school on Monday, I realized I was listening to Shaggy this morning, and I heard about 2 or 3 of them call this morning in relation to the issue that they are going through right now. Because again, if the minimum wage is being followed, according to the calculation that the Ministry of Labor has sent out in relation to the minimum wage here on island, none of those cooks are supposed to be working for any $800 or $900. None of them are supposed to be working for those kind of figures. If what was said, what was printed, what was put out as the minimum wage for people in the industry. So whether you're looking at them as working with early childhood, whether you're looking at them as cooks or cooking assistants, whatever it is, there is no way that their salary is still supposed to be 800 and something. Well, 900, but 800 and something by the time you take out NS, and so they're going on with 800 and something. That is not supposed to be the case. Yeah? But again, we've heard the several distortions and distractions from this administration in relation to various aspects of the salary scale and so on. You heard the blatant misleading statements that were made in relation to the payments to be made to Imanis and the payments to be made to the folks who are under the seed program, giving the impression to folks internationally, yes, especially, and folks internationally, I know quite a few of you are here right now, yeah, and you're hearing for yourself and you're seeing for yourselves. Yeah, you are hearing and you're seeing for yourselves from the people themselves. There's not nobody had to tell you. You're here and you could speak to them. Yeah? So you had all the Imani trainees who were expecting that they're going to be getting a $500. And then you had some cases within the last cycle, you had some of the trainees that received over a $500 increase. Well, you really look at it. They were on the upper end and they got the full 500. Yeah? So, and then you have all sorts of asimidimi. And let me warn the trainees under the Imani program. The government has said that they're going to bring you all up to the minimum wage, which is $1,200. To those of you that received over $1,200 for the month of January, just know that you're going down to $1,200 as of February. Yeah? Just know, right? I am absolutely positive, and I know for a fact that you are going down to the... So if you think you get over 12, you may get 13 or 14 or 15 for the month, and then you're thinking you're going to get that for February, Papa, you don't look out for it, eh? It ain't coming. It ain't coming. I tell it always straight. Don't look out for it because it's not coming. All right? Nice. And let me just give you all a note here. Remember, on Saturday, that is going to be taking place at the NNP office there in St. David. That's in La Sagesse. Right. They're going to be having a breakfast sale. All proceeds go in aid of our good friend, Wayne. As I call him, Turkey. I always forget his name is Wayne Noel, but Turkey. All right. So that will be taking place on Saturday. It starts at 6 a.m. So those of you that are traversing the eastern coast, those of you going up to Grenville, down, passing through, right, you can stop off and get your breakfast and so on there. Even if you just want to make a cash donation, you don't really want the breakfast, but you want to make a cash donation, do that. All right, because every little bit helps. So that is taking place this Friday. Yeah, that is taking place this Friday. Saturday, sorry. Why am I saying Friday? Where I come out to this Saturday thing? This Friday thing. This Saturday, It is taking place there and let me just bring up this other one. Yeah, it is taking place this Saturday from 6 a.m. So the women's arm of the New National Party, St. David branch, they are doing that breakfast sale to assist our good brother Turkey. And in case those of you who may not know the story, just in an abbreviated version, Turkey is the gentleman that was fired on his hospital bed from the groundskeeping job for the Laura playing field. The job that provided the income that he has been using to keep himself alive. And he has been fired from that job after various political activists. I know if certain people like Lingham Samuel might be able to tell me if that is true or that is not true. Lingham, you know anything about that? That it had political activists in St. David that was warning Turkey that he getting fired? Lingham Samuel, tell me, you know anything about that one? People who since election was giving Turkey talk and telling him that he is numbered for the job, he gonna get fired just now, what you doing on the contract and things. So Lingham, if you know anything about that, maybe you could tell me about that and thing. Nice? Great. And folks, also we have coming up, the NNP St. Andrew Northeast constituency. They present Oil Down. Yes, together with fun and games. That's taking place this Saturday as well. Yeah, that's taking place this Saturday as well. And it starts from 12 noon, right? So those of you that can make it out there to support Sister Kate, Lewis, Skeeter, Peters. I'm mixing up the name now. But the bottom line, Kate. Those of you that can go out there and, so it's taking place, looking for the, right, Pearls St. Andrew by the Old Plain. All right, yes. So it is taking place in Pearls St. Andrew by the Old Plain this Saturday. It starts from 12 noon. All right, that's Oil Down. And they have games and so on. So they have a little dominoes cards, different things you could come and play. Right, so that's the St. Andrew Northeast constituency branch. They are having that activity this Saturday. All right, so remember, you have breakfast. You have a place to get your breakfast. You're going to get your breakfast in St. David, right? So you could get your breakfast in St. David, go and buy them out, right? Bakes, fish cake, you name it, they have it, all right? So you're heading there and you're supporting the St. David Women's Arm of the New National Party in their breakfast sale in aid of our good friend, Mr. Wayne Noel, for his kidney dialysis and other medical treatments and so on that he has to go through, all right? So make sure and support that one. I'm still, my good friend, I know you're listening. I'm still waiting on the account number. We need the account number. There are people who want to help and so we need the account number, right? So that we could pass on the account number to folks who want to assist. All right. Also, folks, remember, it is coming up. Yeah, I know what coming up. Yeah, because I know I go be there. I ain't even sure I'm doing program that day, you know. All you forcing me with the program that night, you know. Yeah, that night I ain't sure I'm doing program and thing, you know. Yeah, that is Breadfruit Fest, which is taking place. That is not this Friday, but next week Friday. It's taking place on the 9th of February 2024 at the Victoria Basketball Court. So it's going to be Breadfruit Fest. They're going to have all sorts of breadfruit dishes. You're going to see how they prepare some of the dishes. You're going to get to sample the various dishes and so on. Breadfruit, all types of breadfruit cook, all how. All right, roasted breadfruit puff, seasoned and baked breadfruit, garlic sauteed breadfruit, spicy seasoned breadfruit, oil dung, and breadfruit drinks. They're also going to have various items made from breadfruit flour. So all different types of breadfruit items will be on display and on sale. And you'll be able to sample some of the products that they got there. So that's taking place at the St. Mark's Parliamentary Office and Friends. Yeah, this is the second annual Breadfruit Fest. All right, so that's the Sunset City Breadfruit Fest, and it's going to be there. And, you know, they're having breakfast too, you know. Yeah, they're starting with breakfast. So you could pass early and get your breadfruit breakfast, and then you could pass afterwards and you get your breadfruit lunch, and you could pass even later on and get your breadfruit dinner. All right, nice. So they're having all different type of breadfruit dishes. Breadfruit Fest. It was wonderful. Let me tell you all, it was wonderful last year. I got some And I'm not a big breadfruit fan. Let me just put that out there. I'm not a big fan of breadfruit, but they had breadfruit all how. And believe me, I thoroughly enjoyed the breadfruit dishes that they had on display and that they had on offer. Yes, so it was a wonderful activity. I would encourage anyone to attend this year's activity as well. So Breadfruit Fest, that is taking place next week, Friday, right? This Saturday from 6 a.m. You've got the breakfast sale by the New National Party, St. David Women's Branch, in aid of our good friend Wayne Noel. And then on same Saturday from noon, 12 noon, you've got the oil down and fun that's going to be taking place up there in St. Andrew in Pearls, right by the plane there. Yeah, boss, the plane. Yeah, because you know something, huh? And that's something that we need to recognize too. It is the only place in the English-speaking Caribbean that you can visit something that carries the markings of the Soviet Union. Yeah? So that plane, it has on it CCCP. Yeah? I can't remember how to say it I can't say it in Russian, right? But it is the markings that represents the Soviet Union. No other English-speaking territory could show you anything like that. Yeah? So it is a special artifact. Right? Nice. So folks, 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on to the inside. So as I said, the issue with the cooks and so on, it has to be fixed. Yeah, it is unfair to them. Let me say something on that though. Let me say to the cooks, don't be upset with the Imani trainees because they've gotten an increase. Let's just make sure that everybody gets together to ensure that you get yours as well. All right? If we have a minimum wage and it says that you all should not be working for less than, then there is no reason that you all should still be receiving what you're receiving now. It should be increased. And that is only fair, yeah? That is only fair.
Some call you a little baby.
So let's not be upset with the Imanis. They get the... Well, and it's not all of them that get now. Papa, yo.
But they don't know about your history. All the things you...
Some of them who was expecting to get, they did not get because they are in the private sector. Those in the public sector get. Those in the private sector, they didn't get. And they will not be getting because a note has gone out saying straight up that they're not getting. Some who qualify to get because they're in the private sector, in the public sector, they did not receive the increase. And then the first salary, some of them, they didn't get it. The second one, they get it, and they didn't get the retroactive from the one they didn't get. All sorts of craziness taking place. And again, you hear the Minister of Finance blaming the finance officers in departments, and I know they're going to blame the finance officers in the Ministry of Youth. But if you do not make your policy clear, if your policy is just being done because you're looking for social media likes, and you're looking for fame, and not actually looking after the interests of the person, then your policy is not being put forward clearly to the same workers who now have double the task that they had before. You've doubled the workload of these workers, and you expect them to be able to effectively deal with these things. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
If you could allow me to sing a line in that song.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
If Jaja is for us, who can be against us? Shall I good night?
Right, brother.
You record the voice?
I didn't record the voice yet, but I'm sure I will after
Shall
when I
I
listen to it.
brethren, one against you. I'm back alive again. I'm living again. Shall I like Turkey?
Yes, man. Turkey. Wait, folks, let me just make sure people realize I have the same gentleman who they're doing the sale for, the breakfast sale. He's on the air with us right now. Brother Turkey.
Hi, brother. Good night. Good night, Grenada. Good night to me. NNP family. I have a new family now. NNP family. Everybody put me. NNP family pick me up.
Oh,
Sheldon,
gosh.
I had tears in my eyes Monday. I just want to make it off the state.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I got a call Sunday, and a lady was trying to get my account number to give me a little financial support. I did.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday, I tell her, well, I had to go and do dialysis Monday, but the dialysis is paid for Monday already because she wanted to pay fine. So I tell her I had to get some medication. She said, okay, no problem. She go buy the medication. So all while the tongue, the judge is waiting on me to get the prescription to go and buy me the medication. The son hard, the lady tired, she don't give it up just to get the medication for me. The
That's love.
lady once she get the medication, asked me if that is all I had to get. So I appreciate that small gesture so much. Eh? So I tell her I cried. I never,
Hello.
you know,
Mm-hmm. Man, it's so
I
good to
really
hear you.
appreciate what you're doing and what some of my friends are doing for me.
But
I really appreciate it.
Wayne, we need the account number because there are other people that want to make a little donation quietly. They wouldn't want everybody to know they're doing it, so they want to do it quietly. So we
Yes,
need the
okay.
account number.
I was supposed to give you that number, you know.
Okay, she will call. She won't call me.
Yes, she will call. She will get the number.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy. George, let me tell you something. I call the ministry to inform them of my sickness. 2 days after, I saw something on my phone. Well, I can't see, but I see too good. But the son tell me something come up. She said something on my phone for me on a group chat. Who still started to show up? Somebody co-workers that say that they said the president didn't come in. That was the Wednesday. The Friday morning, they call me and tell me they have a letter for me. But I get too excited because I looking for a get well letter. Eh? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking for a get well soon letter, you know. Some kind of thing of that sort. When the son opened the letter, he tell me, Daddy, that is not a good letter, no? My blood pressure moved from 138 over 170
Jesus.
to 200 and something over 115 in about half an hour time, you know. You know, because, you know, you started thinking about how you will survive, because they know that was no mean of survival. About 2 days before that, guys from the ministry the playing field for me, come at the hospital bed and collect the money, according to the pastor, not to the pastor wasn't maintained. The pastor was properly maintained. Fellas like to work with me because I don't pay them good. You know, and other of the youth man in the area and them, okay, when we got to the pastor was properly taken care of. But since after the election, I was receiving because it was a political work, what I say political. Something was issued by the parliamentary office.
Mm-hmm.
So there was, as soon after election.
So you broke up there. We're not hearing what you're saying there. Hello?
Hey?
I didn't hear. Last thing we hear you said parliamentary office, but you went off there. Go right ahead now. Go ahead.
Yeah, they came from there. They stopped saying how talking could be working. But my work was from the Ministry of Sports, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing the work I was supposed to do. You understand? So, people in the neighborhood and be supporters and supporters say, why I should be working? It's not supposed to be so. It wasn't so, and then it wasn't obvious.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question, Turkey. Turkey, you ain't born in Grenada. You're not a born Grenadian. Your parents are not Grenadian. Your neighbor's stringing berry right here. I had to ask, seriously. Hello?
When LB was in power, was everybody working. Everybody working. I devastated. I was really devastated.
Oh boy.
I'm coming through, and thanks for the support. Thanks for the support of everybody, all the call, and show the concern and everything. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for my minister. Oh Lord, he's so helpful to me. I really appreciate him.
Yes,
And I have
that's
a
Mr.
taste in my
Oliver
heart for
Joseph.
him, but Oliver to want and thank everybody who's helping me. And I beg you all don't stop. Because I have no form of income. And yesterday I had to get some medication. Because the lady bought the medication for me. I didn't want to give her so much pressure. I had a next prescription. I hid it from her. And $600 and something for the 3 medications. You know.
Jesus.
So it's still expensive. Yeah, but I'm surviving and I'm really grateful until I thank God for every day. Everybody. And I ask them to come out on Saturday morning and support that breakfast. It will only go towards my medication and my livelihood. Thank you very much. And thanks for having you and thanks for everything that you're doing for me.
Turkey,
continue doing it. And God bless everybody.
We're seeing all the messages coming in, all the love coming in from Texas, coming in from New York. I mean, I'm seeing all the good night, Turkey. We love you, Turkey. Get well soon, Turkey. From people here in Grenada, from people in Canada, from people all over sending in their messages to you. I will make sure that I touch base with Tanti Ajesta, and I'll get that number from her.
Before I go, I want to thank her very much. That hand of mine, God send that lady. God send that lady. She's really helpful towards me. She's really helpful towards me. I tell her sometimes I don't want to pass by her because every time I pass, she wants to do something new for me, and I'm feeling that she has done enough. You understand?
Yeah.
Because she always wants to do something for me. She always has something positive to say to me. She calls me every day and finds out what I'm doing. And I tell you, it's just a love. I never know that this special group of people have all this love. Yes, it's a one-sided love thing. And you all know which side it's coming from.
My goodness. But I'll tell you, there are folks who are within the National Democratic Congress that are upset with what is taking place with you and what has taken place.
Yes, absolutely.
There are some.
I don't want to, I'm not picking on, what I don't say, for where I was, and today I'm alive, I don't say it's only the Almighty that have me alive. Mm-hmm. And there are people who wish me bad. There are people who wish me good. The ones who wish me good, I appreciate it. The ones who wish me bad, I forgive them. I hold nobody in my heart. Yeah, no, I'm not no malice against nobody. Because where I am today is the Almighty who have me here. Because I started making plans with my son already for funeral. And when I remember, very someone have a song they sing, whenever I'm in problem, just reach for a prayer. And I started to pray. And I called my pastor friend who we grew up together. And I told him what I decided, because I decided that the dialysis is so expensive and I'm unable to maintain it, and then still they go to bury me up. You know how it is. So I did give up already, but I reached for a prayer. And that prayer was held by the Almighty. You understand? So I personally want to be closer to the Lord. I want to live a different life. So I don't have time to hate nobody. Who hate me, I forgive them. Who love me, I love them. I love everything. I just love them. You understand? And I say once again, thanks for everybody who support me and all who intend to support me. I really appreciate you all.
Okay, Turkey. And don't be a stranger. Feel free to call us anytime. You know that's your boy.
Yes, man. I don't be listening to the program, man, every night.
You know from since the beaten days. You know that's your boy.
Yes, man, yes.
All right, Turkey. And
Keep the good works going ahead, man. Keep the good works going ahead.
no problem, my brother. No problem,
All
my
right,
brother. We'll be in
yeah.
contact.
All right, all the best.
You stay blessed. All right. You have a good one. Yes, folks, I was talking to our good friend Wayne there. Yeah, they usually call him Turkey. All right. Yeah, St. David's people know exactly what we're talking about there. Right? So, folks, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Tanti Adjuster go give me, if she ain't give me a call, she go give me a message. She go message me. Even if she can't call on air now, she go message me and she go let me know so that we can put out the account number, because I am getting messages from people who are willing to assist. You know, some may not be able to assist to the full extent of paying for a whole dialysis treatment, but at least if 3 or 4 chomp up, give a little bit here, give a little bit there, it will help get him to that stage. So, folks, as much people as can, yeah. You understand? And you understand now the kind of people that you're dealing with. People who think that what they have done to Turkey is okay, and he still forgive them. You hear me? He still forgive them. He hold no hate in his heart. He still show love to everybody. He still love them. He ain't show no hatred towards them. He could have come here and he could have said that these people wicked because they're wicked. He could have said they're evil because they're evil. He could have said they don't care about people and they're bad-minded because it's true. He could have come and say that, but he did not do that. Yeah? He came here and he said, listen, I love everybody. And I forgive everybody. But yeah, you see me, I just forgive and I do forget, eh? Because in this case, that what has been done to him is an evil act. Let me repeat it. What has been done to him, and folks, the phone lines are open, is an evil act. So those of you that can assist, yeah, head on out there on Saturday. I keep saying Friday. On Saturday, go on out there and ensure that you purchase your breakfast. Even if you don't want the breakfast, but you just want to donate something, you could do it at that location on that day. You could donate a little something right there and so. All right, because he has to do his dialysis. His dialysis is a must. It's not a want. It is a need. He has to do it. Yeah? He must do it. Right? And then the other medical issues and so on. So please, folks, really and truly, if it's one time, make sure and help however you can. All right? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah.
This is the land that has famous people like Junior Murray. This is the land, Anderson Peters and Champion Kirani. Land of my...
Now, you heard in that song, and I wonder how come it just dropped on that part. Now, you all know that this is an Olympic year. I don't know. I ain't think Grenadians realize that. We are a week away from independence. All you hear them talking about Kirani? You all hear them talking about him? We are a week away from independence. Have you all heard them speaking about Kirani James? Have you all heard them speaking about Anderson Peters and all the other people? And let's go to the phone line. We'll come back to that. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, my boy.
Yes, sir.
What going on?
A day, man.
Sheldon, we noticed something. All this paint are the wasting on the sidewalk before the rainfall, the whole place good. Why don't you take it and paint up the barn house, man, and make the thing look nice, man? The place looking like, and they just wasting paint down in ground and down there. We colors is red, green, and yellow, and I see they painting over the Mary Bishop thing down there in white. Why don't you paint up the barn house and keep the place nice, man? What's wrong with these people and them, man? This is not something wrong with that. When a heavy rain fall, everything that in.
My man. And which area are you speaking about specifically?
Huh?
Which area is that taking place? You're seeing them in that... I know they're doing it all over, but which area you're seeing that particular area they're using that...
No.
Oh, brother. Man. I've gotten to the stage right now where, in fact, you could ask the question, how much has been spent on paint alone?
Tell them I see they painting over the whole of my Bishop Highway. It was in yellow, they painted in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. I just can't understand. I try to understand what is our national colors. I just trying to figure it out. Because before one rainfall, everything got in. So I don't understand. I just can't understand. That's what I'm saying. And the banners in such a state. Why did they paint up the banners in the paint that it could be? It is free paint that it could be. I mean, I don't understand. You only look good for 2 days and one rainfall, that's the end.
So you mean it's
So,
not being done properly?
I don't know what them boys are thinking. I don't understand. Things that need doing, they're not doing it, and they're doing what they're not supposed to.
All right, my brother.
Later, Sheldon.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
good one.
very much for your contribution.
All right.
Yeah, and well, somebody still ain't get paid yet. What kind of thing is that? I've seen some messages there. Some people still ain't getting money yet, and all kind of thing. What madness is that, man? Jeez and bread. Good night, Patricia and Matthew. Nice. Good night to both of you. We have a call online. Good night. Hello. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yes, Sheldon, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right.
Listen,
Go right ahead.
a question I want to ask. Now, I understand that they're beautifying Grenada for the independence upcoming. But I wonder who is the person who was so sensible to cut all that foliage off of the foliage going down into Grenada. Don't these tamarind trees and them there is holding up that place from eroding? Over the years, everybody did all sorts of beautification and nobody cut that. Well, who is the Twitter little dumb that was so bright to have that cut down?
My brother, I could understand if they trim it, but if it's, I haven't gone to see behind if they actually chop down the tree itself or put the tree into a situation where it will die. But if that is so, they've endangered the roadway.
Correct. I mean, because, listen, for years, you come back from 74 upwards, there was clean, there was beautified. These trees was just trimmed from coming over the road. Nobody cut those trees down. This is where I'm from, bro. And you have a little beach in the bottom down there. All right? And that hold up everything. That hold up all the foliage. And next thing you know what's going to end up there? We're going to end up having a West Coast problem. That's just my contribution, bro.
All right,
Happy
thank you.
independence.
Same to you. And what the caller is referring to there, I have heard that from several other people who are people from that area, and so that you don't interfere with those trees in the back there. But again, I am not sure if what they have done is that they have cut the tree down totally, or if they've just trimmed the branches that will hang into the road. And so if you just trim the branches that hang into the road, that's one thing. But if you've cut the trees down or you've damaged the trees to the point of where the tree may die and so on, then we will have a problem when it comes to that road in that particular area, because and I'm seeing that in one or two other areas in White Gun, and so you're seeing some areas where they're going and they're interfering with some trees. I don't know if it's that it's not people that know what they're doing, it's just people that have never been involved in that kind of thing before, or people that think they're doing something good. Their intention may be pure, their intention may be good, but then when they go and they do it, what they have done is place us into a situation where the roadway is endangered. Because I know, like in White Gun, I saw them doing some work there in one particular area, and it's a bit dangerous what they're doing there. One or two other areas, you realize that they're trimming back some trees. Yes, you could trim, you could cut the foliage from hanging over the road and things like that. But when you totally remove it, you're allowing the soil to slip down. You're allowing rocks to loosen and start to come down, and so because they're being held in place by some of the roots of these trees, these living trees. If the trees die, there's nothing holding the rock there again. So they need to be very careful. I think it's just a bit I don't know. I don't want to say just wildness. I think it's a situation that they are doing things and that they are not thinking what they are doing through. There's a lot of knee-jerk reaction taking place with this administration. I've said it before. They like to rush to do things. Yeah? They like to rush to do things. So you would see, for instance, you see an independence schedule of activities. And after you see the independent schedule of activities, you realize after a while, but wait, where does thing come from? All of a sudden you realize they throw something up and they throw this thing here and they throw that there. And you're wondering, but what's happening? Because somebody just come up with a harebrained idea and say, let's do this activity on this day. And you realize that they're rushing to do that. Yeah, a lot of these knee-jerk reactions. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night, my brother.
Yeah, I call it again on behalf of the money. Up to this blessed day, I don't get me money yet, and today again, Sheldon. One of the worker called me again. So I call on the Prime Minister, please. I do a work for you in St. David's. A piece of drainage, 85 feet long. I need my money, please, to pay them guys.
Remind them your name and remind them where you're there. You're don't afraid to tell them, Let them know, or at least tell them the project and tell them the area. They go know the name.
Watch. Sheldon, here's something. Today, me and a guy was speaking, The man come and say, watch now, by Real Brooks, He say, I go on the fourth fat night, And the man is a paver on the road. Well, I don't know what going on. I don't know who's fighting who. And what going on, I don't know. I don't know if all the money go for independence. I don't know. I just don't know. Today the guy called me, he say, watch now. He say, tell me something now. What going on with money? I said, I don't get the money yet, He say, what going on, man? The man, like he feel like I get it and I don't give him. You understand? So I don't know. Get it? I will keep on calling you and tell you about it.
Yeah. Okay, my
I will
brother.
keep on calling you and tell you about it.
No problem. All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, my brother. And we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Yes, my brother. Good night. Good night.
Auntie Ajista.
How you doing? Present, sir. How things?
Well, we there.
We jamming like Bobot.
Of course, man. We have to jam hard too.
Yeah, we have to jam, but try not to bounce.
No. We ain't bouncing.
That bad.
We don't want to end up in hospital. We ain't
No,
taking them
not
chance.
at all. God forbid that one.
No. We don't want to go there.
I do some heavy work today, I'm taking a little early sleep, but my friend from Apituta just called me there and I said, lad, I'm missing something.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yeah, so when I jump up, I hear you saying you want a call to give you the thing.
The account number, yes. So we need the account number, which bank, and the account number for Turkey so that folks could do their little donation.
Yes. The number is 211093.
And that's which bank?
You tell me next credit union. That is where Grenada. The teachers union was credit union was she tell me.
Yeah. So next, yeah.
Yeah.
So again, let me just go over it with you to make sure we have the correct thing.
Yeah.
211.
No. 211 093.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So 211093.
Yeah.
Okay.
211093.
Nexa Credit Union.
Yes.
Great.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much, Auntie Ajusta.
You're welcome, my brother. All the
right.
best.
And you stay blessed, eh?
Take care, my brother.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Yes, indeed. So, folks, you have it there. The account number, the Nexa Credit Union, 211093. So that's in the name of Mr. Wayne Noel at Nexa Credit Union. 211093 at the Nexa Credit Union. And we will repeat it again during the program. We will repeat it again for you all right? So that you all will be able to, those who didn't get it now, we go repeat it again and we go continue to repeat it for you. Every night. If you could put whatever it is you could put, help him out a little bit. All right? Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. We have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon Scott, good night. And good night to the Grenadian people home and abroad. All those that come from New York that come and look for me today, I just called in to say good night. to the Samuel family. This lady from the Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband is an ex-police officer that come down for the independent. They listen to you, Sheldon, every night in New York.
Oh, wonderful.
And
Good night,
they pass a
Samuel.
look for me, so I just want to say good night to them and enjoy your holiday. Right?
Wonderful.
Sheldon,
Yes, ma'am.
the lady that just called their concerning she family, the Prime Minister is their representative, you know. I find they should have go to the Prime Minister.
Let me don't
Go
go
to
down.
Mr. Deacon Mitchell.
Let me don't even bother to
That
go down
man-
that road. Let me don't even bother to go down that road. The bottom line
Yeah,
is let's
no,
try
I'm
and help.
saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, he's from St. David. They're from St. David. I ain't going down no road, Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
That is the right person to go to because it's them that send him home. They had to go to this man and put it. Sometimes he don't even know that. I ain't taking for them.
Oh, you mean he
Because
might
when
know?
you're the Prime Minister, there's a lot of things they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Mitchell get a lot of blame in Grenada, Carriacou, with him Martin for things that happen. Don't tell me you go down the road. They should go to the Mr. Dick Mitchell too. He's the Prime Minister, and these people is from St. David, the man who walk. Go and see him and tell him too. I ain't telling you to help him. He's the right person to go to.
Well, let me see if he go help.
You understand?
Yeah.
Dick Mitchell in the complex. Dick Mitchell in the complex and every morning. Sometimes you have to face them face to face and let them know what, because I don't take it for Dick. Sometimes you don't know what they do to the man.
Mm-hmm. Point
I know you know
taken.
they're victimizing people, but sometimes you don't know. They take the work from the man. Either go and see him and let him know. Let him know what's going on. And he's wrong. You know what happened this evening?
Mm-hmm.
He had a man at the preaching in tongue. Right? And Mary Street. The man was preaching every evening. And the man called on Deacon Mitchell to repent. And he speak about the candle lighting in St. David. He speak about the candlelight. And he tell them what he had to tell them. I don't know if Papa God give him a message. I would go and see Mr. Deacon. I would tell him what's going on. He's the Prime Minister. He's supposed to help. He's supposed to help him. Okay? So don't tell me to go down the road. Because you have too much of wicked people in Grenada.
No, Cammy, Cammy, I could say don't go down the road. I have to control my program. So I understand what you were saying now. Yeah, so don't tell me that.
No,
No,
but that's
don't
thing they
tell
have
me
to do.
Yeah, I have to
We have
control the
more than
program.
people inside there. Grenadians that have the power, not the and the ministers. Grenadians that have the power. Well, if I don't big enough, I don't too big to apologize and to tell you how to run your program. But for myself, I feel like should go to him and let him know. Some of them, they don't know what's going on in Grenada.
No, I take your point and I agree with
Have a
you.
good night.
I take your point and I agree with you. Yeah. All right, thanks. Yeah, I take your point and I agree with you. Yeah. But okay. And we have another caller. Let me just take that caller. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night. Go right ahead, caller.
Brother Sheldon, I feel so glad to hear Mr. Brother Toki. I feel so glad when I hear his voice again. Right? That all of that, I will give him a word of encouragement that just continue to pray. Pray to God, that God will heal him and totally restore back total health. And also in his prayer, pray for those who wish him bad for you, that God will change their ways and they will think about that other people as just how they think about themselves. Because they might be in a position where they need someone to pray for them. So I call up and talk. No matter what they say about you, whilst always continue to pray for those who hate you and those who are the worst thing to say about them, you pray for them that God will change the thoughts. So Russian, have a blessed night.
All right, thank you. 4407377. That's 4407377. And folks, remember the account number. It's 211093 at Nexa Credit Union. Let me tell you again, 211093 at the Nexa Credit Union. All right, so that's for Mr. Wayne You could make your little thing, whatever it is you could put to help. Yeah, do your little thing and see how you could help. Good night to you, Mr. Norman. Norman, good night, my brother. Yeah, met Mr. Norman today, man. One of the listeners from out there in the diaspora. We say a special good night to you. So hope that you're having a wonderful night. You and the family are having a wonderful night tonight. 440-7377. And I was telling you all just before I took the calls there that I think Grenada, our Grenada, needs to be a lot more proud. And when I say a lot more proud, you're just 7 days away from the independence day, your 50th anniversary of independence. And there's no emulation taking place leading up to Independence Day. And don't try to come and say they're going to do it on Independence Day. Again, knee-jerk reaction. When people talk, they run and they do this. People talk, they run and they do that. Knee-jerk reaction. But that I would think, and I would think that the approach would have been for the entire month of January or so, leading up, or even if you started on January 7th, but that each week you would have recognized some Grenadians who have made significant contributions to the development of Grenada between 1974 and 2024. And this being an Olympic year, let me remind you all of something. It have no other Olympic medals in the OECS. There are no other Olympic medals in the OECS. Right? Anguilla, well, they have no medals and things. Antigua and Barbuda, they have been going to the Olympics since 1976, no medals. Right? Aruba, no medals. Well, they're not in the OECS, but let me see the OECS countries. All right. Dominica, they've been going to the Olympics since 1996, no medals. Right. Grenada, they've been going to the Olympic Games since 1984. They have 1 gold, 1 bronze, 1 silver. Right. We're looking at Montserrat. Well, they're not eligible. Yeah, they're not eligible. Let me see who else is there. St. Kitts and Nevis, no medals. They've been going to the Olympic Games since 1996. St. Lucia, no medals. They've been going to the Olympic Games since 1996. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, no medals. They've been going since 1988. Yeah? And yeah, the list goes on with the other Caribbean countries. Well, Trinidad, they have a few there. And the most in the Caribbean, I think, is Cuba, followed by Jamaica. Yeah? When they have medal counts and you're considering Caribbean countries. Even big countries like Guyana, for instance, they've only got 1 medal, and they've been in the Summer Olympics since 1948. They have 1 medal. It's a bronze medal. I think they got that one at the last Olympics. I can't remember when it is, but I seem to think it's at the last Olympics that they were able to pick that up. Yeah? And you have other countries. I think Barbados only has 1 medal, a bronze medal. I think that's Obadele Thompson. Yeah, and they've been involved in the Olympic Games since 1968. Little Grenada, 133 square miles. Yeah? We've had the World Championship and we've had Olympic Championships. Yeah? And 3 Olympic medals. You hear they talking to the children about that when they're going around and they're putting pins in the school? You hear them speaking about Anderson Peters and the fact that while the world wasn't looking for Anderson, some of us here in Grenada know that he will medal at the next Olympics. And we also know that he will medal at the World Championships again. Yeah? But the rest of the world wasn't looking out for him. Bam. Come, gold medal. Yeah? From 133 square miles. We have been able to outdo the rest of the Caribbean. And when you check for population size versus medal count and so, we in front everybody else. Our Grenada. And that is something to be proud of. That is something if you're celebrating 50. I think you're going to be talking about that, the achievements that you've had. Like that. Yeah? That while other Caribbean islands had not gone onto that path yet, Grenada already had a cricket stadium and was having cricket matches and so taking place when some other countries in the OECS didn't reach there. They only just reaching there. when Grenada had cruise terminal and so built, and so some other Caribbean islands were behind, some still behind in relation to that. But that little Grenada has been able to achieve all of this within the 50 years. Remember, there are countries on that list, and we're speaking just of the Caribbean here. There are countries on that list that in the Olympic Games since 1948 and only have one medal to show for it. Grenada. Yeah, independent since 1974. Involved in the Olympic Games since, let me just get the exact time, it's 1984. Yeah, 3 medals, all to Karani James. Yeah. And Grenada is going to the Olympic Games this year, and they are going with a team that when you look at the Grenada team that's going to the Olympic Games, you know that there's a high possibility of Grenada once again coming out of the Olympic Games with medals again. Yeah? You have Lyndon Victor, you have Kurt Felix. I'm not sure if they've made their qualifiers yet. So you have them, you have Anderson Peters, you have Karani James, yeah? And you have some other younger athletes that are coming up behind. But you see, if you had a real Ministry of Sports, they would have spearheaded that discussion into the 50th anniversary of independence. They would have spearheaded that. But we don't have a real Ministry of Sports. Yeah? We have real and capable staff. But there is no leadership within that ministry. And that is why we could be into the 50th anniversary, 7 days coming up. In 7 days, we'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary of independence. And you're still waiting to hear them speak about, look, Dr. Mitchell had to come out and speak about Sir Eric Matthew Gary, to have something on record that somebody talk about Sir Eric Matthew Gary. Dr. Mitchell had to come out and do it. Don't you think that should have been a job for the Government Information Service instead of following ministers to go and stick pin all over the place? Or to go and put up piece of plywood thing up in in Dunfermline and so. What they should have focused on is ensuring that the young ones have the oral history. There are people, I spoke to one person today who was a member of the Grenada Defense Force and was on parade on the day of independence. I spoke to that gentleman today. Over the past week, we've spoken and we've heard from people who were directly involved or who know of people that are still alive that were involved on Independence Day. And we are not collecting that oral history. That should be the job of what GIS and so on is doing now. But we have a call online. Good night.
Yes, good night, brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night, bro.
Good night.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
I just want to kind of hype up that breakfast coming up on Saturday morning, Lord willing, for brother.
Hello.
We want yes, I'm here. The Wi-Fi dropped. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking forward to all of the people in St. David's, that is able to come out or to make a contribution to do that for our brother. We know that it would be a success. We know that it will be a success because Tucky is a well-known guy, not only in the political realm of things, but he's known in our community. He's a man that helped a lot of people, He's been called upon so many times to do things when he was well. So we want people to come out and support. We're going to be starting as early as 6 o'clock in the morning. All right. So we know it's a busy area. We want people to come out. Please, folks, if you're listening tonight, as a matter of fact, we know that we are listening on a broad scale. Tell one another. Tell your friends. About that breakfast that we are having Saturday morning, Lord willing.
Of course.
Yes, we really want to encourage our supporters now, NNP supporters, to not to be afraid. I realize that our supporters are becoming very timid, very shaken, For what reason, I don't know. We do not have to be frightened. Remember, it's our constitutional rights to support any political party that we want to support, and you should be doing it boldly. All right, they are supporting the parties. They are doing what they are doing. So let us support our new national party. We're looking forward for this organization to come back to continue running the affairs of our state. Thank you, sir.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. And for those of you in North America, 347-329-3101. Let me say that again. 347-329-3101. And for those of you that want to call us on WhatsApp, you can also call us on the 440-7377 number. You can call us on WhatsApp there as well. All right, it's now 17 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. I ain't believe what I seen there, Papa. Nah. Nah, Papa. Yeah, folks, I'm seeing a notice here from the I'm seeing a notice here. And let me just put it up. So I will let people know. I see in the stamp. Let me see. Yeah, that's the stamp there. That's the thing there. All right, yeah. So let me make sure and let me put that up. So it says here, the Grenada Medical and Dental Council has informed the Grenada Pharmacy Council that the following doctors and dentists listed in the table below have not consistently relicensed and are not legally entitled to issue prescriptions to the public. And let me see the names there. So they have, so Dr. Terence Marichaud, Dr. Sonia Nixon, Dr. Justin LaRose, Dr. Nilo Alvarez Toledo, Dr. Albert Fletcher, Dr. Gillian Benjamin, Dr. Hensley Batiste, and Dr. Keith Johnson. So those are the ones who they're saying, and you see they say it here. The Grenada Medical and Dental Council has informed the Grenada Pharmacy Council, so they're not supposed to accept prescriptions from these doctors. Come, all you could find a way and sort that out, man. These doctors are doctors that people need. Come on, you all could sort that issue out instead of coming and talk about this thing. And come on, man. Telling me 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, that is the number for you to call. And yeah, man. Yeah, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. So I'm saying again, they need to come on, man. All they're focusing on, everything is just an opportunity for the members of the present administration to waylay themselves. Yeah? So instead of them getting the information that our young people can feel energized, that our students in the primary school system and the secondary school system can start to dream, can start to feel energized as Grenadians. Look, Grenada is such a great country that we have been through so much, yet we are still here. That our young people can say that we have leaders and have had leaders. Yeah, I know about leaders now. I know about the leadership of the country right now. But I can tell you, we've had leaders in the past who the international community look up to. Yeah? Because I'm looking at... my goodness. Yeah? Anyway. 440-737. And let me say something, yeah? I don't believe, and somebody just told me that there too in relation to the list I put up a short while ago. Dr. Terence Marichaud is one of the individuals that took the oath that he swore in Cuba very seriously. I personally have seen on many occasions him give free medical care to elderly people. The elderly people go by Terry and Terry say, no, Tanti, no. They're trying to pay him and he refusing to take the money. Yeah? And some of the other people on that list have done the same. They have served for many, many, many years. Literally hundreds of thousands of Grenadians over the years. And I don't believe that they should be, at least they could have spoken to them and they could have had some arrangement instead of putting that out. Yeah? Instead of putting that out, they could have spoken with them. They could have organized with these people. And they could have ensured that these people fell in line, whatever needed to be signed or whatever needed to be. They could have done that, man. Come on. A doctor like Terry? Come on, man. For the amount of things that Terence Marichaud has done for this country over the years. Listen, all you really don't want old people tears fall on all you. It's not a nice thing, eh? Don't let old people tears fall on all you. Take what I'm telling you.
The rebels, yeah, proving resilience as a people. Storms and hurricane, yet you came back again. Even COVID-19 couldn't stop you. So much destructive human.
So at a point in time that you should be trying and fighting now to try and get more doctors, especially experienced ones like Marichaud and so, to remain in the system, and Johnson and so to remain in the system. Yeah? You doing shoppiness to get them. Oh, come on, man.
50, we cannot love my bone. Let's celebrate. Oh, yeah. 50, it will be great. This is the land. Yeah, Marichaud, it make sheldon deacon. This is the land.
Randy, one name you call, they make no contribution yet. Anyhow, yeah, one, and I just got a message there. Sheldon, good night. I have an issue with this independence thing. The Prime Minister has so much money, and why in God's name do teachers have to look for contributions from parents to have the independence treat for the children? And that's a very interesting question. We're 1 week away from independence, yeah?
Celebrate. Let's celebrate. 50, we made it to half a century. Let's celebrate. Whoa, whoa.
So it fall back on the parents now to do the independence treat. Okay.
50, we made it to half a century. Let's celebrate. Yeah, yeah, let's celebrate.
We will talk about where the independence money going. Well, independence finish. Life finish. We go talk. We have a lot to talk about in relation to that one. Eh? I could have talked tonight. I could have talked tomorrow. No, I'll leave it after independence finish. We go talk about that one.
We cannot love my bone. Let's celebrate. Oh, yeah. 50, it will be great. This is the land. We have killer boys. It's all free and squeezy. This is the land. Dash Terra Thunder and Little Natty. Land of my bone. Mr. Let
No, there's a song, you shouldn't treat a hero so. You shouldn't treat the doctors so. No. Nobody's saying that, okay, the doctors are correct if they had to fill out some form or they had to pay a fee or something. No one is saying that they are right if they did not do it. We are saying that their services are needed. What you have to be doing in Grenada at a point in time like this is not finding ways to take doctors out of the system. What you should be doing is finding ways to keep doctors in the system. And if there is a problem that is causing these medical professionals not to be able to do what you are requesting of them, maybe the problem might not be on their end, it might be on your end, and there may be something that you need to review. I don't know. I don't know the system, so I can't say for sure. What I'm saying is that they definitely are making a wrong move there. There's no way they should put that out and so. Yeah, there's no way. I put it out for what it's worth. Let people know, right? But at the end of the day, I believe that what is being done to those medical professionals is wrong. And I can speak of Terry personally. I can speak of Terence Marichaud personally. And the immense, because most doctors, when you go and you train in Cuba, one of the things that they make you promise, and the late Dr. Thomas used to make sure that he did that as well, is that you are supposed to offer yourself to the poor, the people who really, really need you. Yeah? Offer your services free to these people as much as possible. And Dr. Terence Marichaud and the late Dr. Thomas from on the Carriacou, I always forget, Winston Thomas. These two people, I could speak for them. Maybe there are others, but I could speak for these two. The late Dr. Thomas and Dr. Terence Marichaud, they stuck to that oath. And they made sure if it was the elderly, it was poor people and they couldn't afford and different things like that, that they would do what they need to do to help that person as much as possible. Those people as much as possible. Yeah? We have a caller online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
I was in the shower.
Yeah.
I didn't get the names of the doctors correctly. Yeah, so probably can you repeat it for me, please? Just from the shower.
Okay, I'll do that in a short while.
Yeah, in a short while. I mean right now.
Okay, no problem.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because I cannot pull it off. Nice. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. Yeah? You already imagine, you have a situation in this country, you have a situation right now where you are asking doctors who on the wards right now, who's supposed to be on the ward, to help you and come and stay in accident and emergency because you have a shortage of doctors. Yeah? You have a continuing shortage of doctors, and instead of you working a mechanism to ensure that you have all operating and able to stay within the system, you're doing things to get them out. Come on, man. You have to talk and sort out that, man. Nonsense. We have a call online. Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night. I'm hearing you. You go right ahead.
Hello?
We're hearing you. You go right ahead.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I hear you talking about Dr. Murray Show.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to tell you, I experienced it already with Dr. Murray Show.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Dr. Murray Show and they give you a letter to go to the hospital, they're not accepting it. So I want to know why is the reason why they're not accepting it. And number two, I call on behalf of the fish vendors in the fish market. We're in a bad state. The market is in a bad state, especially on the ground, where the culvert, where the iron on them is. People could fall along and break the food right there.
Remind me, you said
We
Grenville?
6 people already to check it out, and nothing have been done. We go to the minister, come and they watch it, nothing have been done. If you come in the market anytime, I'm going to show you. Right over our head, you have, if rain come, you get in wet. And they are doing no work to that. It's very bad for the vendors in the fish market. It's not good enough for us. Because what we say, we're paying our dues, and we need the place to be fixed. We need our system. Thank you.
All right, my dear. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I'm not aware of the situation with the letter and so on, but all of these things are things that they can easily deal with. Dr. Terence Murray showed him become a doctor last year, you know. The man come out of medical school last year. This man out of medical school since the 1980s. Yeah, and has been practicing. So, I mean, whatever the issues are, what you're trying to do is you want to be able to offer both public and private healthcare at a specific level within Grenada. And what you should be doing is trying to get more doctors, not trying to bar doctors. Get more doctors. If there is an issue in relation to licensing or certification or whatever, discuss it with them and see how you can find a workaround to ensure that that is sorted out. But to treat people like that, no. Not at a point in time like this. As I was telling you all, you have a situation where you going to the general hospital sometimes. Look, you had a situation in Maribo recently where they were telling you only emergency cases because they did not have enough doctors on staff. You have the same situation in the emergency down here in St. George. You've been having problems where doctors had to basically stretch themselves, so they had to be on the ward and they had to try and be in accident and emergency when they should have been home and all kind of thing. They had to stay on call. All kind of craziness taking place. And with that taking place, you trying to lessen the list of doctors that we have in it. Come on, man. You all have to be crazy people. Seriously. Can't be mentally stable and doing things like that, man. Something had to be wrong with you all mentally or maybe spiritually. I don't know. But something definitely had to be wrong. Normal people don't think so, no. Again, as we say every night, we're not going to accuse them of having common sense because we don't want to be taken to court.
Stop you. Somewhat destructive human try to destroy this island. Yes, we're standing strong.
Don't want to accuse them of thinking as well because, again, we don't want to be taken to court. We don't want to lie on the people, eh?
This is the land. The right honorable Eric Matthew Gary. Land of my birth. 50, we cannot
some people that say my fence low. Jump over and see if the Doberman and go bite you.
Yeah, Mary, shook it, me tell and deacon. This is the land. Some strong leaders that come from this island.
Randy, no wonder you didn't make it past the semi-final. I mean, Deacon, strong leader way. Sure.
50, it would be great. Big.
I like your song, but I think I got a blank out that part. Yeah.
Let's celebrate. Oh, let's celebrate. Big celebration. For my
It's actually my favorite song for the season, for the independence celebrations, the 50th. This is actually my favorite song, actually.
we made it to half a century. Let's celebrate. Whoa, whoa.
Followed very closely by Miney and Papa Jerry, yeah?
50, we made it to half a century. Let's celebrate. Yeah, let's celebrate. Whoa. This is the land we have got.
See, they're calling people Maurice Bishop. Maurice Bishop, you say, ensure that it have more doctors. That's why he send young Grenadians to go and become doctors and come back and them kind of thing. Yeah, Maurice Bishop wasn't part of getting rid of doctors. He was trying to get more doctors and them kind of thing. You understand?
We have killer boys, it all free and squeezy. This is the land. Dash Terra Thunder and Little Natty. Land of my birth. Mr. Lake, King Scholar, Teacher Eddie. Land of my birth. Valinet and Lady Cinti. Land of my birth. Lava Man, Unipack and Electrify. Land of my birth. Whoa, 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 whoa. Land of my birth. I just cannot mention everybody. Land of my birth. All Grenadians just sing this song with me. Land of my birth.
440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Hey, Sheldon, good night to you. Yeah, he carries the same name as me, Sheldon, right? He's at SS2. And for those of you that have just joined, I'm seeing some of you saying that you've just joined, who just come from church and different things like that. The number to assist Mr. Wayne Noel, that is Turkey. The account number, it is at the Nexa Credit Union. Let me say again, it's at the Nexa Credit Union. The number is 211-093. 211-093. That is the number at Nexa Credit Union under the name Wayne Noel to assist Mr. Wayne Noel with his dialysis and his medication and so on that he has to take in order to stay alive. Yeah, this is life and death kind of thing. This is not like you could opt out and say, well, this week I'm not going to do any dialysis. That's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous thing. All right, so he needs the assistance. So remember also, we have on Saturday at 6 a.m. at the La Sagesse NNP office, you're going to be having a breakfast sale there, the NNP Women's Arm. So they're going to be having all different things for breakfast, and so you could pass and support. All proceeds go in aid of Brother Wayne. And then at midday on Saturday again, this time in Pearls, close to the CCC plane. Somebody did send it the committee, the Central Committee of the Communist Party. That's what the CCCP mean, right? Yeah, the Central Committee of the Communist Party. So the plane that had that CCCP on it, the only one you could find in the English-speaking Caribbean, right there. They're having the oil down right there. That is taking place from 12 noon this Saturday. That's the St. Andrew Northeast Constituency Branch. Yes, the Honorable Skeeter Lois Peters and her team, they will be having that, and they're having games. So it's not just oil long and thing. You could go, you could buy a little drink and thing. Yeah. You could go and buy a little drink and thing, and you could play a little dominoes and thing. If I have transport, I will try and pass up and thing today too, right? Nice, yeah. We'll try and make it down there and breakfast until I can breakfast again, and then up the road by Sister Kate. All right, and also, just to let you all know, this Saturday as well, the St. George Northeast Women's Arm of the New National Party, they've got a cake sale, and that starts at 6 a.m. in front of L.A. Purcell, next to the market. Come on out and support. So they'll be in front by L.A. Purcell this Saturday from 6 a.m. That's the St. George Northeast Women's Arm. They are going to be out there this Saturday with that cake sale. All right, nice. And I think we've got a caller on the line. Let me just, bring them in here. And we've got a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Calling from the south, man. Somebody that you know.
Oh, okay.
I just want to, I just want to bring you up, and I just lie down here in my couch, me and my friend, and I listen to the program.
All right,
Very
love.
informative. I was listening to Mr. Dario last night too.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
that's a yeah. Well, anyhow, I saying good night. I'm gonna call back Friday because I have something to say about Sir Eric.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much, my dear. All right. Yes, and a lot of folks are looking forward to that Friday program because we will be allowing people to say who's the people and them that we should be recognizing because apparently the government are interested in doing it. Yeah. So what are the people that we should be recognizing? You may have people who are in the political sphere. You may have people who are in the medical field. You may have people who in community activists and different things like that. Sports people. You may have people who have been involved in arts and culture that you think that should have been recognized. Yeah, during this period of time. Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I hope to hear you all on Friday as well. Let me say it again. I hope to hear you all on Friday as well. Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Yeah? So it's way past just going in a school and pinning pin on people and you're walking with camera to go and pin thing on people and being disrespectful because you're sending people into constituencies and send them to schools. You're talking about let us join and let us work together and let us unify and all this kind of thing. And while you're saying that on one side of your mouth, on the next side of your mouth, you're just going in the schools. You're not saying, and in many instances, for instance, in St. George Northwest, you have people that are going to the school that are not the MP. They are not the MP, but they don't even have the common decency to contact the individual MP and say, hey, we would like to go to this school on this day. What your schedule looks like, what day would be best for you. Let us go together so the young people could see the representatives of both political parties there and say to them, well, yes, we're seeing unity here because we're seeing the representatives of both political parties. No. Instead of doing that, these people take their bag of pin and they go on sticking all over the place. Yeah? You know, like when they're sticking pin in a voodoo doll, they go sticking pin all over the place. Left, right, and center is pin. They gone up in St. Andrew Southeast, they're going in school. You wouldn't even tell the MP, well, listen, these are the schools in the constituency. Let us go together to these schools. Or even if you say, well, okay, let's make a choice. You select some, I select some. So while you go to these schools, I go to that schools or so. And discuss it. No. They just take a bag of pin and they run. Going trying to make pin cushion of people children. Running through just sticking pin left, right, and center. And the same thing is happening in the town of St. George. The same thing is happening in St. Mark. That's the kind of behavior that you're getting from these people. Yeah? In St. Andrew Northeast. And in St. Andrew Northeast is the worst because you have an individual who going around the school sticking pin on people that is not even a parliamentarian. In other words, they're not even a senator. They're not even a parliamentarian. So they have no right at all going into the schools. They refuse to get the parliamentary representative and say, well, let's go. And then you come in and talk about let's join together, let's hold hands and let's... Come on, man. Actions, not words. We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm quite fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. First time caller.
Welcome.
Yeah. Today I had a small discussion / argument with somebody. And I will tell you something. I grew up in the revolution, well, young enough. Mm-hmm. And what I noticed that I didn't like Gary at all, based on what I was told. Okay, I grew up saying, okay, Gary was this, he was that, he was that. So Gary was like a mafia in the house. And as I grew up now, got big enough, and I started getting the history, listening to different programs, I realized how important Sir Eric was. And if I have to choose national hero, he would be right on top of my list. But to move to the argument of it, what I realize is that the same thing is happening presently. You find one set of people now. So, like, Kit Mitchell becomes the Gary, the new Gary. And the people in charge becomes the new revolution. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm understanding you. Go right ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So the level of tribalism has, to me, has started decaying this country. And my biggest fear is that it would decay in such a way, when your foot decay with gangrene, what happens next?
Mm-hmm.
It will reach a point of no return. You understand? And that's my biggest fear, because I realize people come down for this celebration, 3 reasons. 1, true patriot. They don't look at no color, nothing. They like the country, that is. Some come down to show the support of one set of people and to show people that these people have support. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And to squeeze some of them and say, okay, we don't need you because they have us. And you have one set of people just crying out, being left out, marginalized. So what happened to this independence celebration now? It becomes so politicized that the true meaning of patriotism is on our back chair, wondering what's happening. And that is what I see now.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the achievement, I thought this independence was all about achievements, proud moments, whether who do it, they're all Grenadians. I don't think we have NNPO, NDC, or GLP on my passport. I don't think I see that one.
Mm-hmm.
Grenadians. When they lock up somebody, they're Grenadian. When you're proud, they're Grenadians. So I think we should be celebrating those moments. Like I look at the guy who bowled West Indies to victory the other night in the cricket. And these are moments that you cherish. And we all felt proud as West Indians that night. So I just feel when the Kiranis, the Peters and them, and the Eric Gary, the Bishop, whoever it is, do those things, you cherish those moments and you have them in your heart. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the way this thing should go. And right now what I'm seeing is not looking good at all. Not looking good one bit. And it's a sad state. It's moments that we should not reflect on or remember. So that's my little 2 pence.
Thank you so very much, caller. And I hope to hear from you on Friday night when we're discussing the 50 most prominent Grenadians. Yeah, I hope to hear you coming with your list and the reasons why they should be on the list.
Well, sure, I'll do my research as normal.
All right, my brother.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank
All right.
you. Go ahead.
Great, thank you. Yes, indeed, folks. And you see, that's some of what I've been talking about. Those are the kind of discussions. If you're serious about your 50th anniversary of independence and you're serious about developing the Grenadian people and bringing the Grenadian people together, these are the types of discussions I would expect to hear. These are the types of discussions that you would encourage out there in the Grenadian diaspora and locally. Right now, for instance, I've said it before, Made in Grenada. Yeah, Made in Grenada. You can check on Facebook and you see them. They've started a discussion and people are in on the discussion because they're discussing what are the 50 biggest tunes in Grenada, songs, 50 biggest songs in Grenada since 1974. So from 1974, they're choosing 50 tunes and they're saying, okay, these are the 50 tunes in their view. It don't have to be in your view, but in their view, since independence, that they believe has had the greatest impact and so on. Yeah? And already it's creating a lot of discussions. I think I mentioned some of them the other night. So I know that 2 sets have come out already. So 20, the bottom 20 have come out already. So there are 30 more to go. Right? But it's creating a discussion. This is not something that we should have had to wait on Made in Grenada and Dexter Mitchell and Show to do. This should have been coming out from the Independence Committee. If they were focusing on really creating a product that the Grenadian people would be energized by, because we should have been coming out of the 50th anniversary of independence, not saying, well, let's look at, oh, these people are not invited and that people are invited and they're acting this way. We should not have been coming out at the 50th anniversary of independence with that, because that is the reality. That is the reality. When you hear how various members of the opposition are being treated, the reality out there ain't nice. You all are seeing it for yourselves. I listened to Sister Emlyn Pierre yesterday on To The Point program. Those of you that didn't see it, go back and take a look at it. Yeah? It got to the stage that they invited Sister Emlyn Pierre and Sister Kate Peters to an activity, and they got there, and then you had two people from the other side there, and the cameraman come, and the cameraman make sure you only go and take the pictures of the government people, you know. He only go, and that's how petty they are. They're that petty. It's just a kind of petty mentality. No, not petty bourgeois, that too, but petty mentality. That they just feel, no, we in charge. We in charge. Yeah? You're in charge temporarily. The NDC at 2008 to 2013, they had 11 seats to 4. 11 to 4. They lose all 11, inclusive of the Prime Minister. All 11 they lose. So what, Molly feel like you're unbeatable? Or they feel like they're there forever? Or it might even last the rest of the year, much less the last of 5 years or another term. Yeah? So interact, engage. Yeah? And nobody should have to be saying this 1 week away from independence. We should not be coming and having this discussion 1 week away from independence. That you have, I mean, look, I've been seeing since November. I'll talk about Made in Grenada again because I'm pointing them out because they are one of the organizations that I have seen that have been doing an excellent job in relation to what the 50th anniversary of independence, some of what it ought to have looked like. That they have been advertising their concert. And let me see, let me just see when the concert is here. Yeah? Let me just see if I have something for that concert. Because they have their concert that's coming up. And with things like that, yeah? That is what I believe the committee should have been doing, and it should have been hearing these things from the committee and all that kind of thing. But instead of hearing that from the committee, yeah, it's going to be taking place on Sunday the 11th. So that's the Sunday after independence. And it's going to be at the Grenada National Stadium, yeah? So Sunday the 11th at the Grenada National Stadium, they're going to be having the Made in Grenada, where you're going to have the Mighty and Lucky and some of these Calypsonians from way back who are going to be there. So they have been advertising that since November. But they're advertising it since November, and all of a sudden, knee-jerk reaction, oh, Made in Grenada doing that? Okay, well, we're doing a concert too. And we're going and put 50 artists or more on the concert. So they're doing concert too. And you have to pay to go in Made in Grenada on? Oh no, we go do we own free. Yeah? Just the attitude, instead of focusing on creating an experience that the little 5-year-old would remember that for Grenada 50th anniversary, because they'll be 55 by the time we get to 100, so that they would be able to remember, well, I remember when I was a little child and this took place during the independence celebrations for the 50th anniversary. Yeah? Or the teenagers who are in secondary school, who would be in their 60s, 70s, yeah, the 70s and so, that those teenagers, when they get to the 100th anniversary, that they would be able to say, I remember when we were in school and this happened, and I remember this and that, instead of that. Or they would be able to connect, because they are the ones that have to connect. Many of us won't be around. So it's those children who are in the primary school and the preschool and the secondary school system, who 50 years from now, when Grenada celebrates 100, who are going to have to be the ones that make the connection back to the 1974 and say that I heard this person, myself, they came to our school and they spoke to us And they told us that they were the bodyguard to Sir Eric Matthew Gary. And they gave us some wonderful stories about him that told us the type of person that he was. Or that they worked along with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. And they told us some stories, so they know the stories of Dr. Mitchell. They can bring it forward. But instead of doing that, what they're doing, go in school and stick pin on people. Brainless. Brainless. You don't even go into school and say, well, okay, are you big on the creative economy and you're spending how much money on the creative economy and we're giving how much concession under the creative economy? And as Sister Emlyn Pierce said yesterday on the program, you don't even take a Ricardo Keynes Douglas to do a little skit in a school, but they're going to put pin on people. And don't get it twisted. Understand what they're doing in the secondary schools, that they're going there because they know those are the voters that are coming up. So they're trying to ingratiate themselves with the children because they realize that these are the voters coming up. So they don't want to bring anybody from the other side because they don't want them to become popular with the students in the schools and so on. So they don't want to do no joint thing together with them. They don't want that. Yeah? And somebody's asking me a very interesting question here. They say, listen, should we be counting the years when the Constitution was suspended as part of the 50th anniversary? I stand firm with my belief that it's the 50th year, but the 47th anniversary of our constitutional independence. That is for a panel discussion. That is a panel discussion. Believe me. Yeah? Because remember, the Constitution was suspended between 1979 and 1983. Yeah, or 1984. Yeah, it was suspended for a number of years. So they're saying that how they believe that Grenada is really at 47 and not at 50 because you had the Constitution suspended during that period of time. That is a discussion for a panel discussion. That's a panel discussion. That one, I have to think on that one a bit. That's a panel discussion for me. All right? Yeah, that's a panel discussion for me. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. I think we have just a few more minutes. I could probably take about one more call. Yeah, if they call no. So we have enough time to take probably about one more call. But again, let me remind you all. Yeah, let me remind you all that on Saturday at 6 a.m. Saturday at 6 a.m. at the NNP office in Lasajas, there will be a breakfast sale in aid of our brother Wayne Noel and his dialysis. So those of you that are going up or coming down on the East Coast, you can stop in, ask the bus for a local look. Buy something for the bus driver too. Tell the bus driver, hey, I'll go buy a breakfast for you too. Yeah, buy something for the bus driver too. All right? Yes, and the conductor, if you could. Right? So you're stopping and you get your breakfast and so on, and then up a road. All right? Nice. Then from 12 noon at the CCCP plane out there in Pearl St. Andrew, you're going to be having the breakfast, not the breakfast sale, you're going to be having the oil down, right? And you're having the games and so on by Sister Kate Skeeter Peters. All right? So you're going to be having that taking place up there starting at midday. Right? So you could buy your drinks, you play your dominoes, your drafts, your whatever and thing. That is taking place. At 6 a.m. as well on Saturday, if you're in town, head on over by L.A. Purser on the market side there. Right. So you're heading over by in front L.A. Purser there. The New National Party St. George Northeast Women's Arm, they will be having a cake sale there, so you could pass and buy your cake and so on. Then also remember to put your things in place because next week, Friday, you're going to be having Breadfruit Fest. And it starts from 11. They might have a little breakfast and thing early. You could pass and see what they have. Right? So it's starting from 11 a.m. That's Breadfruit Fest. So you can head on up to St. Mark, make your arrangements. And so those of you that are here for the independence celebrations and you're going to fly out on Friday, you need to change your flight to Saturday. In fact, change it to Monday because you could go to the Made in Grenada show the Sunday as well. You could go to the Calypso show the Sunday. Right. So change your flight to the Monday. All right. Yeah. Make and change up the thing. and fix up yourself nicely. I think we have a call on the line. This will be our final caller for tonight. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, sir. You go right ahead.
I see that passing around now and asking for people to do community work now, and I hear talk now that if they don't could get community work to do, they when time come to pay for money to clean the areas, they ain't gonna get.
Okay. All right, my friend. Thank you. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call. Well, in fact, no, I can't take another call. Boy, yeah, somebody called one time. Let me see if I'm able to take... Okay, nah, well, they changed their mind. Right. I was going to take it. I was going to take the final call, but I will have to call that a night for tonight. All right, folks. We're going to have to take a wrap right here. So, folks, as usual, in everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. Folks, remember the donations. And those of you that want to donate to Brother Turkey, yeah, remember Nexa Credit Union, the account number 211093. So 211093. That's the account at Nexa Credit Union that you can make a donation, whatever it is, to our good brother Wayne, or Turkey, as we call him. All right, so I'm going to head out. I wonder I'm heading out tonight, man. Yeah, let me try a little slower one tonight, man. Yeah, I think this person placed, is it third or fourth? Third in the competition, the independence competition.
That's the Grenada that I see. At 50 we want to use a bag of nonsense excuse to avoid what come what may, but we expect to get paid. We cuss, we lie and we cheat on the job, at home, in the street, causing social decay in sweet Grenada today. At 50, at 50, at 50, we're regressing, what a pity. Love this land, Marie. There are those who's more like me. Watch the colors that we wear inside here. And look at we attire out in the diaspora. But don't get confused, my friend. That's where the romance end. It's glaring. Natural resources disappearing. We would wait